go tells I love it here. Billy go tells the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us. We love you, fam. We are Billy go tells. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers can. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers can.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to Billy Go Tales. We are glad you're with us today on this beautiful day. It's Sunday, and you taking the time to be with us. We just love that. So thank you very much. We got a great show lined up for you today. Huge crypto topics. You know, this is Sunday, so we're first, right? What that means is all of our topics start the week. So we can't wait to get into some of these crypto topics, from prediction market stuff all the way to new to ETFs that are coming out. Some of the late bloomers in the finance marketplace decide to jump into crypto, which is beautiful. We love that. All the way to a lot more news about stable coins. We got it all lined up for you today. So, but first, let me go around the team, because we're missing Tex-Mex, Biomex, we're missing Jimmy Jim, and we're missing Dave Digital, but we do have Redman in the house. What's going on, Redman?
I'm thankful for another day not promised, and I'm thankful for catching this capital rotation. We'll get into that a little more on the crypto bubbles.
Amen. And we have DDT, resident chart guy, in the building. What's going on, DDT? Nope, can't hear DDT. There we go. We had you. Now we don't have you. You're really low.
1 minute.
Yep, that came through a little bit better. And then we have Dark Crash. What's going on, Dark Crash?
Not much. Lifting weights and lifting spirits, man. Sticking to the gym, sticking to the routine.
Drink water, right?
That's right.
How you doing, DDT? Are we good now?
Is that better? How's that?
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit better. Chat, let us know. I'll say hi to chat real quick. And chat, let us know if you can hear DDT. We want to say hello. Mike Vollmer always seems to be the first in the chat. Jesse's in the chat. Of course, Biomex is in here. We have I2AI Crypto. Great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. Who else do we have here? We have the K-Diggs in the house. Good to see you, K-Dig. Always appreciate you. Jesse's in the house. Redman. Greg Novak said, happy Sunday to everyone. And Johnny December, my island man. What's going on, brother? We need to get you on the channel sometime, man. Talk some island crypto love, man. What else? Who else we got in here? Of course, Andrea, our first super mod. And who else we got? DDT, of course. Alex, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. We're just getting started at Billy Goat Tales. Appreciate you. Who else we got here?
Melissa's here.
Melissa, my neighbor. Why don't you just come in the back door, neighbor? Just come in the back door. You can sit right here in front and catch the show live sometime, man. It's like, we got room. I got like a couch and everything. You can just sit right there and watch us go live. One of the things that I am going to be traveling to Texas next month, and I'm going to hook up with Tex-Mex and Jimmy Jim. And hopefully we can hook up with Buck. Buck wants us to come that Monday, which I got to get with Jimmy Jim. If you're in here, Buck, I got to get with Jimmy Jim, because if we can make that happen and come check out what you got going on with the mining stuff, we will absolutely do that, man. Monday's the day. So we will get in touch with you and make that happen. But that'd be cool. What else do we got going on? Let's just get right into the show, Redman. You know what we always start with, and you're the man of it. So let's just go right into it. You ready?
Let's go.
We love you, fam.
All Sorry, Billy.
Yeah, I had you pulled up, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. Can you pull me back up?
Yeah, I pull you back up. Okay. Yeah, you don't have you. Don't, I know you're not used to the controls, so
Oh, all right.
I'll handle it for you.
First and foremost, I want to say this is not financial advice. Don't do your own research. Don't take what I say at face value. Just find out for your own. But what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing on the hourly, Zcash is down another 1% almost on the hourly. It's sitting at $6.28 billion market cap. It's ranked number 18, $380. Now, $380 for Zcash. And with that, I want to show you the next. Look at this massive bubble from Monero. Monero is up. Monero's up. Monero's killing it over the year. It's up.
Mind your business. Got to be happy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Mind your biz. Big Monero, big privacy fan. I'm a big privacy fan, but I don't have either coin. I just love watching this from the sideline. It's up 5.2%, up to $545. Gets you one XMR. Sorry, 544. It's ranked number 12, $10.01 billion market cap, sitting at rank number 12. MYX is another one that's getting bullish. It's up 1.7% on the hourly. The daily, it's up 12.1%. For the month, it's up 80%. Congratulations to the MYX people. Let's go on to Maker. Maker, another DeFi play. Maker's up 1%. It hasn't really moved much. It's just been basically consolidating all year. It's up one spot to number 64, $1.17 billion market cap. Probably has something to do with Sky. Sky is another Maker product. Sky's up today in the hourly 0.6%, $1.35 billion market cap. As you can see right here, Sky previously Maker. So it's sitting at 5 cents per coin. Let's go on to the daily. Let's see if I can get this out of my screen here. There we go. Okay, so on the daily, we got Render's up 12. So Render continues to perform. I hope Render makes a comeback. They're up 6 spots to number 57, sitting at $2.55 per token. It's a $1.32 billion market cap. Render, you can basically buy it anywhere, any of the crypto exchanges. But it's looking pretty bullish. This isn't the only one. There's a couple more I'm going to go over. But yeah, Render making a comeback. IP Story is another one, up 21%. You can see this following trend with these AI coins. They have been pumping massively lately, and I think everybody's just trying to run the Clarity Act legislation that's coming out here pretty soon. It's up 6 spots, number 77, $772 million market cap, $2.26. Get you one IP Story token. Did a short on this one. It's in the Billy Goat Tales channel. Yeah. So
what happened to Pole, man?
So Matic, I was following it. As you can see, it's still down 65% for the year, but it's over the month. It's had a very bullish month, Billy. It's up 37.3%. I've been looking at it for a couple weeks
there was
now.
a poll. There was a vote to burn. I think it's 1 million tokens a month. So yeah, might be something worth looking into, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's a burn now to kind of help the tokenomics a bit because it's very inflationary at the moment.
Oh, thank you, DDT. See, that's the alpha you can't get anywhere else. DDT. All right. Canton Network is still up 100% for the month. They're doing very, very well. Institutional play up 2 spots to number 22, $5.38 billion market cap. 14 cents get you one Canton token. Let's look around here on the daily. I don't really see anything that kind of stands out other than, Polkadot. Oh, Polkadot. What's Polkadot doing? It's down 70.
Killing me. That's what it's doing. It's killing me.
I'm just poking fun at Billy right now. We love Polkadot. Polkadot's got great tech. It just needs to find the right niche to get into. And I think Polkadot could really, it's got great tech. I think it could really, really go somewhere.
I'm back to staking it all again.
I don't blame you. You're probably getting a great percentage on that stake too, because there's not a lot of people doing that right now with Polkadot. Yeah. All right. So virtual consolidating at this $1.15 level. It's up 8 spots, number 81. So you're seeing a trend here, Billy Goat Tales community. The AI tokens are doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well over the past month. They're still down 65% from their all-time high. So, hey, not financial advice, These things have kind of been pumping for a little while. As you can see, it's up 31% for the month. I mean, you didn't get in at the Pico bottom here, but so what? I think these things could run. It's just my worthless opinion. But and they're also high risk, so you might want to do your own research on that one. Like I said, Pole is having a month, it's having a week, and it's having a month. Let's go on here. As I said before, Monero. This is the weekly. Monero is just killing it right now. Up 3 spots, number 12, $9.99 billion market cap. Ondo's down 10% for the month. Down spots to number 59. Of course, after I buy it, it dumps. It's like the meme, but I'm holding true to it. I love Ondo. I love the project. I love where it's going to go in the future. Hopefully, well, that's not financial advice. Rain. This is a killer. This thing, I think Rain can definitely do some damage in the DeFi market. It's not even a cent yet. It's up 2 spots to number 34, $3.03 billion market cap. Rain DeFi play on Solana. It's up 20% for the month. But you see this just gradually going up like that. I love seeing those charts because, man, these things eventually have a very good chance of exploding. I like Rain. I like the project. Let's see. Let's move on.
And we'll be talking about that a little bit later in the show.
It will be, it'll be one of our topics. Midnight's up 39% for the month. It's kind of cooled off a little bit. But this is another privacy play, L2 on Cardano. It's up 8 spots, number 63, $1.17 billion market cap. Nothing to laugh at. Night, 7 cents, get you 1 token. We like Cardano. We like Midnight. Let's see. Let's go on to, let's see. Oh, Chili's. Oh, we haven't talked about Chili's in a long time. Chili's is up 36 spots, number 93, $500 million market cap, 4 cents, get you 1 Chili's token. It's up 45.7% for the month. So congratulations to the Chili's people. This is an OG dinosaur coin. It's been around forever. People are using the chain though. They're buying the token. So it's got some activity. It's got some movement. Stacks had a nice little pump, 32.4%. It's Bitcoin. So we like Stacks. It's up for 15 spots to number 80. $693 million market cap, 38 cents, get you 1 Stacks. I remember when this thing was like $3. I mean,
look at that. Stacks is not even $1 billion.
No.
And Rain was $3 billion.
Yeah.
It's not even a penny.
Yeah. So another one I've been looking at lately. This trend of following the insiders is kind of working out for some people. I believe like the Trump boys are one of those insiders. It's up 2 spots to number 25, $4.53 billion market cap, 16 cents, gets you 1 World Liberty Fi token. It's down 2% for the week, but I don't know. It's up 15% for the month. It's starting to gain a little steam. They do have a stable coin on the Binance network, and they do have a stable coin on the Ethereum network. The one on the Binance was launched first. The one on the Ethereum came later. The one on the Binance is losing volume, but the Ethereum stable coin is gaining a lot of attention. So that's something to look out for there. On the yearly, Zcash still killing it on the yearly though. I mean, we're still way up on Zcash. We could definitely go higher on this token, but with the new resurgence of Monero, of course, Monero is going to take some mind share away from Zcash, but we'll see what happens with that. Pax Gold, Billy's favorite. Pax Gold is up 67.5% for the year. It's up 106 spots, number 47, $1.73 billion market cap for Pax Gold. BNB token, one that we don't usually talk about a whole bunch on this channel, but we have been lately. It's still sitting at number 5. It's $124 billion market cap. Nothing to scoff at. It's sitting at $901. It's up 23.3%. This is a great play. Low risk.
29.3, yeah.
29.3%. Yep. Binance, we like Binance. OKB, it took a downturn here, but a lot of people selling off because look at this massive pump it had early in the year, double top formation, and now it's kind of consolidating at this $110 level, up 6 spots to number 41, $2.32 billion market cap. Billy, that's pretty much all I got for today.
Yeah, go back to the hourly real quick.
On OKB?
No, just on the whole bubbles hourly.
Oh, on the
bubbles.
hourly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a sell-off, except for Monero. You know, Monero's showing strength here.
So guys, one good way, if you want to, for traders, you know, this is what I do. First thing I do is log into bubbles. I look at the hourly. I see what's moving, right? I see what's moving, see where some action is at, right? So that's one of the first things I do because, you know, it's pretty easy to see at a glance, like what's happening. Then you could go right into the charts from there. Let me say, I saw some new people jump in, want to say hi. Julie, good to see you, Julie. Thank you for taking time to stop in on our stream. We appreciate you. All set, good to see you. Trade Intuition, Joe, love you. Thank you for popping in. Of course, you said hello to Melissa. Green Day Profits, let's go. Our fantasy football commissioner. That's what we call him, commissioner. Our fantasy football commissioner. Who else? We got Mortimer Duke, Mr. Duke, Trading Places, Mortimer Duke, the Duke brothers. We appreciate you for coming in. Who else we got here? I think we said hello to everyone else above that, but I would just want to say hi. I always want to say hi to our peeps. All set. Thank you. We got to go out and get Rusty Bot because he's probably frozen up. So everybody drop, if you're a member, drop the WD-40 emoji for Rusty because he's probably frozen up somewhere. We got to unthaw him, man. We got to drop the WD-40 emoji for Rusty. Somebody go get Rusty for it. All right. Well, you know what we get into now, and without Dave Digital here, we got to do it ourselves, of course, right? But we're going to go into the market update. All right, here we go. Here we go. So what do we look at on this? One of the things we always want to look at on the coin, let me just see if I can make this. Okay, is fear and greed. Fear and greed's at 40. And we've seen that down to 910. So over the last month, it's moved up on coin market cap to 40. And we're still at a 3.1 trillion market cap for crypto. And it just blows me away to this day. I mean, I know I get off on a tangent on this, but you know, when you think about 2021 and you think we were there. So with all these ETFs and all this financial, like why can't we get to 6-7 trillion? There's something that just doesn't make sense to me. But we'll see. I mean, are we in the bear market? I personally think so. I think it started in October, but I could be wrong, and don't follow, like the disclaimer says, it's not financial advice because I'm just like you. I'm an investor. I'm not a financial advisor, but there's something amiss to me. I think we're in the bear. If you're a trader, it doesn't matter. We trade them up, we trade them down. Doesn't matter. The money goes the same way, whether you're shorting or long. And so, but real quick, a couple of these, Red went over the bubbles, but I did want to look at some of the most visited coins because it kind of gives you another little indicator of like what people are looking at. And, you know, Bitcoin's always up there in the top. It's always in the top 10, of course. XRP's number 5, Ethereum 6, Solana 7, Pi's number 8, Polygon Matic number 9, and Zcash tops it out 10, Pepe 11. There's your Monero. So you can see that some of the most visited sites, most visited protocols are in number 1, AI companions, which never heard of it. And then the black, well, these are probably meme coins here that are trending just because they're probably launched or something like that. Let's see what else we got here. Nope, don't want to do that. Let's go
Billy, does it look like we're going to alt season anytime soon?
Hey man, I don't know. I mean, I you know who I really, one of the godfathers to me that really does a great job with the technicals and the historical data, Ben Cowan. And I follow Ben, I follow his Twitter X, and I watch his videos, right? And, he's been, to me, right all the way up to date. I mean, he's been saying we had much more pain, and doggone, we've gotten all of that pain and some.
Yeah, it's sitting at 29 on the alt season indicator there.
Yeah, alt season at 29, which is that it's out of 100. So basically, that's 29% that we're in alt season. So that's very low, 71% chance we're not going to see the alt season or in the alt season. But yeah, man, it's let me pull everybody back up here. It's interesting time. As everybody knows, I buy Bitcoin when we're in fear. So that's when I buy it. And whether it's in a bear market or a bull market, I buy when we're in greed. And I got that from Lifer. Like watching Lifer over the years, it's just like the volume profiles from Frankie. Like I use volume profiles in my trading. Where did I get that from? I got that from Frankie. Frankie taught me that. Lifer, he started talking about that a few years back. I started watching it and I was like, this works, man. It's never let me down. So that's kind of what I do. Not financial advice, but that's just how I buy my Bitcoin when I see it in fear. So right now I'm not buying any. I did buy some when I was when it was down there at 10. I believe when it was at 10, is when I bought some more Bitcoin. Lifer said last night on History, but he just bought some again yesterday or the day before. Because, everybody has their own investment style and way. And I try to share what I'm doing out, just not as financial advice, but just for my own portfolio.
Yeah, Bitcoin is down 4.2% for the year.
Well, what are we? 11 days in. Oh, by the way, today is 111. 111 today, Red Man.
Beautiful.
Even though
God's come full circle.
Even though YouTube has changed my number to 777, I'll take that because 777 is cool too. But it's Crypto Billy 111, right?
Yeah.
And that's for Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of that hope for, the evidence of that not found. So that's where that came from. Today's 11:1, so it's got to be a good day. It's got to be a good day, right?
Yep.
Crash, you got anything to add for the bubbles or the market cap, the fear and greed, or the alt season?
Sort of. I would like to tie it into what Andrea was actually saying in the chat, asking TDT and I about short and long-term time frames. I'm more so leaning towards the longer. Obviously, with regards to the current situation today, like I'm more of on accumulation phase. Like there's a lot of profit coming out of the markets and indexes today, especially crypto. I'm looking at getting those ETFs. I'm looking to get more Bitcoin. You know what? And I'm more or less looking at not taking the profits necessarily. My thesis is a little different. I like to earn on those profits. We could move them somewhere. I wouldn't want to sell them, but I'd put them in a different pile where they may or may not look at more interest. Again, not financial advice. Everyone's got a different liquidity plan. But this is currently where I'm at because I'm just too early in my life to begin shaving at that moment. Pun intended. Obviously, I got some work to do on the face here, but
Yep. Anything to add to that, DDT?
Yeah, for me, I'm still sticking to my thesis for now that the bear is kind of starting. We have the initial stage. Obviously, the hope is that we get to kind of this exit rally that we usually get now, kind of around this point, within the next few weeks, kind of next quarter, call it this quarter, up until the end of March. Hopefully we can get back up to like 97, 100K, somewhere up there.
Let me add your chart to stage. Here,
the outlook,
there we go.
The outlook, sorry, I'm on the wrong chart, but the outlook for me kind of in regards to what Andrea is saying is just that I'm not at a buy point yet for more Bitcoin. I have been adding a little bit here and there, but for the most part, my thesis is sub this 74,000 low, basically. This low that was in April last year. When we start hitting that low, kind of below there, that's when I'll start looking at kind of accumulating more Bitcoin. But yeah, just kind of getting to the TA, kind of what we've been seeing this week. We're still going sideways since we dropped kind of to mid-November. Still kind of on the weekly time frame, quite sideways. The money flow on the weekly is still trending out, although kind of if I zoom it, you can see it's kind of flattened and rounded a little bit.
Yeah.
So kind of danger averted slightly, although my thought is kind of on the trajectory of the money flow on the weekly. This should be kind of sometime in February, kind of first or second week of February. We may get across into the red on the weekly money flow. Generally, as well, on the back test here, if you look at this, where you do get a rally off. So you see here in April of 2022, we did have the weekly money flow, and then obviously we had kind of small down rip, down pop up. So and actually as well, when we had the relief rally, we were literally almost about to cross into the red on the weekly money flow, kind of before that, kind of March 2022. So as the money flow was trending out, we had the relief rally kind of after the double tops on the last run into 45 to 48k. So this is kind of aligning with kind of where we're at this point, TA wise, bar kind of money flow coming out on the weekly. The weekly levels really, what happened this week, daily. So literally off the bat on Sunday last week, futures open, CME open, we went up. We tagged the previous monthly high. We put 1 hour divergences into that high as well. I think it was, yeah, there was 1 hour bearish divergences into that high. So quite a technical level. Swing fail patterned it, liquidity grab, however you want to call it, depending on what strategy you use. And then made our way down from like 94.5k all the way down into, if I just turn one indicator on quickly, into the previous weekly mid point, if it loads. It doesn't want to load, but yeah, we basically, after tagging 94, we came back into 89.2, which was the previous weekly midpoint. We did have, well, I didn't really have any kind of subsequent levels bar that, like the smart money levels, I call them, static kind of horizontal levels. But for the most part, for Bitcoin, still trading within a profile that is ranging literally between 86 and 92k. On Friday we had the back test up to 92k and came down, and we are now just going sideways, or kind of accumulating below, distributing below the value area high of this local range at about 92k. So at this point, money flow wise, this daily money flow is the concern at this point. It literally also averted a bit of danger. If this daily money flow had crossed red, that would have probably put us into a more steeper decline. So we probably would have just come down a little bit up and then come further down quicker. We are getting quite a lot of support. I think, I actually don't have it up, but I think there were quite a bit of inflows, or it was generally net neutral on the ETF flows. One thing I do adhere to or kind of look at is kind of fund allocation. So when you're looking kind of start of a year, you'll get the hedge funds, obviously they tax harvest and kind of deallocate or de-risk kind of in December, November, December. But if they got funds, if we are going to have funds that are allocating to the ETFs over time, they're not going to buy. They have a longer time horizon, so they buy over time to kind of not force too much pressure on the market to kind of either up or down. So generally their tactic is to accumulate over time. So if we are going to see flows of the ETFs continue kind of from the hedge funds or other investors, it will take a while. And generally that can take anything from 4 to 6 weeks. I would say generally after about 2 weeks, so this week and next week, we will probably kind of see a general trend as to what we're going to do, at least until about kind of mid-February. But for the most part on Bitcoin, at this point, it's looking fairly flat. We've got a range to trade. Money flow generally kind of above the 4 hours, not looking bad. 1 hour kind of, obviously we had literally a sideways price action with red money flow, and we've just come back up into the green. Daily was the one thing that was looking nice on the daily was the VWAP on the daily is now, if this thing doesn't, the VWAP on the daily is now curving up, and we're now starting to hopefully flatten out. So that normally would tend to look like, or kind of precede or front run kind of a dot, a green dot on the daily. Generally the next closest kind of higher time frame dot would be on the 4 hour, but for me yeah, money flow's trending out. But kind of for me now as well, everything's a bit all over the place still. It's a bit of a scam, if what was what I would call it. It's just kind of wicking up, wicking down. Kind of we're just setting into kind of the beginning of the year antics, if we call it that. My next level really I'm looking for on Bitcoin.
Whoa. We got Green Day Profits and Jesse gifting 5 Billy Goat Tales memberships. You guys are awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that. Sorry, DDT, but we got to celebrate. We got to celebrate our givers out there, man.
Yeah,
Givers
thanks,
game,
guys.
baby.
So yeah, kind of below us in the profile, the volume profile. Kind of the next level I'm really looking at is this 87.5 to 88k. Obviously 90k has been a very kind of clear level. This whole zone here has been a very clear level of support. So this is kind of holding us up at this point. We lose 90k, obviously 88k next. The volume profiles, value area lows sitting at like 86, give or take. Levels to the upside, the only thing I was looking at in regards to the EMAs or SMAs, whoever looks at those type of things, weekly SMA, I was a proponent in kind of saying that everyone's like, yes, we need to retrace back into the EMAs or the SMAs, the simple moving averages or the exponential moving averages, either the 200 or the 50, or specifically the 50 on either the weekly. And yeah, at this point, that's sitting at 97,600, and we are looking as if we're kind of going to work our way up. But I was of the opinion that the EMAs would work its way, kind of they would converge on each other, which is generally what happens. You don't just drop and then literally get back, specifically on a high time frame like this, when you lose a key exponential moving average or a moving average, if you look at that one, for it to kind of all of a sudden just rebound back towards it. So basically they are converging. My assumption or kind of presumption was that this now sitting at 97 would probably get to about 96 to 95.5, and they'll converge there on the weekly. But yeah, the longer price goes sideways, the more the EMA will drop down, but obviously it takes time. It's a weekly time frame. So, but it was at one stage, it was like 98, 99, 100k, and then now obviously the last 2 to 3 weeks with the sideways price action, it's just kind of converged down, which is a good thing, right? Obviously everyone generally anyone who wants to de-risk, kind of obviously thinking that obviously we're going to go lower, they would generally use the EMAs or the moving average or the 50 exponential moving average or the 50 moving average on the weekly as a back test to kind of get out or kind of de-risk again. But by that, yeah, that's basically Bitcoin. Not really a hang of a lot going on in the last weeks, generally sideways. But I am looking at like 88k as the next level down. Obviously 90k just below us is the key level of support. And then I'm not really looking for upside just yet, but obviously 96k is the key macro point of control. That is kind of the next big level. We've hit 94.5 on that previous monthly high. So after that, kind of above that level, the next one above is like 96.5 is kind of that zone is the next level up.
Yeah, we get up on top of that, things are different.
And that's the thing, you know, this weekly comes down, and then we get back above the weekly 50 EMA. Yes, that might be a fake rally a little bit, just to kind of trap a few traders, but that will kind of get a bit more bullishness back in the market, will change sentiment quite a lot. Yeah. Because specifically the 50 exponential moving average and the 50 moving average on the weekly, they're around about the same price, a little bit difference, maybe a few $100s. Yeah. So yeah, that will kind of get a little bit more bullishness back in to kind of give it a little bit more juice to get a little bit higher, hopefully. So that's the best case scenario at this point. But generally, Bitcoin's just been going sideways. We need to kind of break above this 94.5, 95 level to kind of start also as well taking out liquidity. And obviously the bulk of the liquidity at this point is above us, all the way up to like 102,000. So we get some big players entering their market ordering in and kind of going gig along from there. That could push kind of a sustained kind of at least a week or 2-3 week rally up to the upside.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Awesome. Well, I see we got some new people, more people jumping in. So I want to say hello because I did see Keith from Crypto Coin Mindset. Good to see you. Jay Violet's in the house. Good to see you, Jay Violet. I guess it's good morning for you, right? Good morning over there. And who else did I saw? Oh, Dave P. Dave P, welcome in. Appreciate you for coming on in to Billy Goat Tales on a Sunday. Who else we got here? Let me scroll down. Ewar 99, yeah. Don't forget to flat. Oh, that's Flat Smack. Did you change? Is that your new screen name, Flat Smack? Flat Smack the like button. Yeah. Good old Sin City and Frankie Candles OG Flat Smack. Appreciate you for
What up, Flat Smack?
I hope that's Flat Smack. When he said that, I was like, oh,
It's
that
the
must
same.
be
It's the same
logo.
Yeah, it's the same profile picture.
It's
Isn't it?
got to be.
Yeah, got to be Flat
AKA
Smack,
Flat
like-
Smack. There we go.
When he came into Frankie's years ago, is when Frankie, it's been like, it was probably 22, 23. And I saw that screen name. I was like, dude, that's a great screen name. Flat Smack the like button, man. Flat Smack. So let me jump on into one of our first stories over here. We got a lot of news to get through, guys. So we're going to really kind of press through some of this stuff because I want to get some commentary, and we got like 12 topics today. So, but one of the and of course we'll get to our thumbnail too, because we're going to talk about airdrops, 5 airdrops in 2026 Q1 that you have to know about. And a lot of you, because some of you guys are already using OpenSea, which is one of them, you could already just be able to get it just because you've used, you bought an NFT on OpenSea or something. But we'll get to that in a little bit. This story here, Morgan Stanley. Now, Morgan Stanley, guys, traditional finance, was one of the last holdouts for crypto, getting into blockchain, getting into crypto. And now Morgan Stanley just filed with the SEC to launch ETFs tracking Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. Now, isn't this interesting? Not just that they launching a Bitcoin ETF, but they decided to launch Ethereum and a Solana ETF. One of the last holdouts, right? The news comes as industry insiders say 2026 will be the year institutions stop testing the waters and dive in. And we'll talk about that in a second because we crypto people already feel like they have dove in, but the truth of the matter is there's trillions on the sidelines still that's going to be new money coming in via ETF stock. So Eleanor Tourette, host of the Crypto in America podcast, joined ABC News to break down what's ahead for crypto markets. Her take is that Wall Street's relationship with digital assets is about to change completely. Now, first thing, everybody in chat, replace that Eleanor Tourette with Randy Hipper, because that's going to happen. So let's just read that. Randy Hipper, host of the Randy Hipper Show, an American podcast on crypto, joined ABC News to break down what's ahead for the crypto markets. That's manifesting. We're going to see that. We're going to see Randy do that. But anyways, being serious here, institutions are done waiting, she says. Put it simply, if they had 1 foot in the space in 2025, they're expected to have 2 in 2026. Big banks, trading firms, asset managers, pension funds, and endowments are all moving into the crypto space. Morgan Stanley's filing surprised many. The bank stayed very, very cautious on crypto for years. Now it's chasing exposure for Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum through ETFs. When a legacy institution so conservative, one of the biggest of the last ones of the biggest ones, starts moving in, others will absolutely follow. Regulatory rollback under the Trump administration gave institutions the green light. The legal uncertainty that kept compliance team very, very nervous is fading very, very fast because of all of the momentum and the legislation, including the Clarity Act, which is the real story, the bigger development, which is happening in Congress. The Clarity Act aims to give crypto a formal regulatory framework. And we've been covering that. Every YouTube channel covers this, right? This big news. But for institutions, this was the missing piece. And they don't deploy capital without legal certainty. The big money doesn't. And that's why there is truly still trillions on the sidelines, mostly for those big 3, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I mean, those are becoming the big three of the crypto. And trust me, I'm a Cardano guy. I love Cardano. I got XRP. I mean, I want them all to do well, right? But just look at market cap, and of course BNB's up there too. I think Red said is number 5. And this goes on and on, goes into the price outlook. Bitcoin is now trading at this time. This was Friday, I believe, was around the 90 range, and it, as we know, it hit 126. And shows a little bit of the charts. But the real news, Morgan Stanley. What do you think about that, Red Man?
I think it's massive. Morgan Stanley, $9 trillion asset manager, now filing. They're the last ones. You know what? It's like a domino effect. You know, once BlackRock started hunting around, try to get a ETF for Bitcoin, everybody else kind of filed in. Right, the rank and file VCs and the hedge funds started piling into Bitcoin ETFs. The same thing for BlackRock started, the Ethereum ETF and the XRP, and everybody followed except for Morgan Stanley. So this was the last, this was the grandpa that called Bitcoin a scam until Bitcoin hit $100,000, and then they were like, "Oops, well maybe we should get in now." So. Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at this whole thing. It's great. It's great for crypto. I love seeing it. I love seeing TradFi get in. I think that this move could definitely bring more money into the market. I think this could be a catalyst for more money coming in. But like I said, they're not doing anything different than BlackRock is. The only difference is they waited it out, where BlackRock kind of blazed the trail for everybody and pushed to get all this regulation done in the first place. So, yeah, kudos to Morgan Stanley. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, man. And just reading traditional finance periodicals, they really made a statement like the last 5 years about not getting into crypto and like, just like BlackRock did, but they really, like, when BlackRock jumped in, they were on CNBC saying they're just not doing it, and here they are, they're following in. So that tells you something. What do you think about it, Crash? Any thoughts?
Well, I feel like not only is it becoming much more plug and play for these institutions to come in, which is kind of what Morgan Stanley was looking for, it's more or less establishing that certainty on profitability, because they don't want to shock and awe their current investor base to kind of say, oh, maybe you guys jumped in too early, so we're going to all leave you for BlackRock, which seemingly has the better headway on this one, the one that's kind of leading the fleet. So I feel like they actually made a good choice. It might not have, they might be the grandpa of the whole group here, but I feel like they did this as a calculated decision to make sure that their books were in line with what they had. They didn't want to lose their current investor base. So I think with that in mind, now that they're finally making said headway and they're diving into these new waters, it's possibly going to onboard the younger base to Grandpa Morgan Stanley and so on and so forth, and increase their base, which is exactly what they're trying to do. They didn't want to see too much negative downtick because that would affect their percents.
Yeah, they had too many people calling for it.
I mean,
they got too many people calling for it, right?
You said it.
Investors want Bitcoin ETF for sure.
You said it in the beginning of the stream, Billy. You were still surprised that we were sitting around that $3.1 trillion market cap as a whole for crypto. Crypto has a liquidity problem. It needs more liquidity. And so hopefully this is one of those moves that can bring some new money into the ecosystem, by way of Morgan Stanley, of course.
And I mean, we could have very well in this last dip or two experienced a drop below 2 trill cap, which I'm surprised we didn't, honestly. So I feel like that's a lot of positioning that's happening right now, and also experimental profit taking by these institutions to have paid off their clients as of the end of last year. So we'll see what we get with the come of 2026 here. We're just freshly entering the second business week of the year starting tomorrow. So a lot of good things to come.
Yeah.
On the point of Morgan Stanley as well, quickly to add,
Yeah, sure.
when you're looking at someone like BlackRock, who now controls the Bitcoin ETF space as such, has the biggest kind of share of that ETF of that that product. If Morgan Stanley even also as well do 1 or 2% of their allocation, that's a hang of a lot of money. Considering BlackRock was saying I think 4%, 5% at most of their allocation, and they're already sitting at like 700 billion or something, like ridiculous number, and they barely it's not a lot for them, right?
Right.
That it's a well balanced portfolio of a lot of things, allocating money across a lot of different money products. So if Morgan Stanley do the same as well, you could see that's probably an extra 500 million or wherever it is, like a few 100,000 Bitcoin if they eventually get to where that kind of level. So that will help specifically as well, volatility wise. It will help regulate price, which a lot of these kind of investment people, Morgan Stanley, wherever, BlackRock, Fidelity, they want less volatility and more price appreciation kind of over time. They want something that will pay you in the long run, right? Or kind of pay the investors, kind of give them yield in the long run. So Morgan Stanley coming in is going to obviously help that and kind of work towards kind of making Bitcoin a more stable, less volatile asset that will give them the gains over time. Whereas now it's just wild swings, and kind of the volatility and liquidity kind of isn't there kind of so far this year. And it's just to the point that the extra kind of capital that they bring in kind of will help the Bitcoin price.
I think so. And to Andy's question, look, that's what I'm saying. The ETFs or stocks are going to outperform these ETFs when you look at the total cryptocurrency market cap at 3.1 trillion. And you go over and look at the stock market market cap, it's way more. So this is a small little piece, and the ETFs are crypto, right? So like it's for Bitcoin, I know it's 1 for 1, right? So it's I don't know what all I'm saying to that is I find it very suspicious and odd that we've had a influx of institutional money in 2025, and we only got to 3.1 where we were at like in the top of the market. It's like we've barely moved the needle.
There's price accumulation, yeah. They're accumulating, and that's the thing.
They're
like obviously they're not going to buy tops. They
That's
were
right.
very clever. They use very high tech kind of
And
technology.
they're gonna
Even
buy
though Sailor
OTC.
does. Sailor
They're
buys
not buying
tops.
they're not buying $700 billion off of Coinbase. They're buying OTC. So that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Let's say Curtis Hill, good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you. I thought I saw somebody else also pop in. Oh, Johnny, I saw your comment about my Trump NFTs. Yeah, man, I still have mine too. I can't sell them. I mean, but I have stupid NFTs. Man, it's sitting over here. I have the last box for the Greatest Show on Earth, Barnum and Bailey Circus. I have the last box of Land O'Lakes that had the Indian on it because they got rid of the Indian. So you got a Trump NFT. I got to get one, right? I mean, it's just one of those stupid collector things that when I pass, somebody's going to look at all this and say, what was he thinking? Like, this is junk, throw it away. Like, that's what happened when my dad passed on. He was a Coca-Cola fan. He had Coca-Cola stuff everywhere, like everywhere. I mean, thousands of pieces of Coca-Cola. They're like, do you want this? I was like, heck no. I don't want any of this stuff.
It's funny you mentioned that. My first NFT was from Death Row Records for Snoop Dogg, so
See?
I got something there. Yeah.
I love that, man. Let's go to the next story, and then we'll get to your story, Red Man. Let me see. This is pretty interesting as we're popping through. Let me get rid of that. In response to poly market trade preceding the Maduro operation. So what this story is about is the prediction markets have some insiders, and they're making a ton of money. And we didn't do our prediction market update because Dave runs that and he's not with us today. But we, as part of Billy Goat Tales show, we typically go into prediction markets just to see what the funny bets are. We didn't do that today. This was to follow that up. But long story short, last week, a brand new account on the prediction market site, Polymarket, placed a bet of over 30,000 that Venezuelan President Maduro would be removed from office by the end of January. A few hours later, the Trump administration conducted its raid and captured Maduro. The timing of this bet in the gargantuan 400,000 payout raised immediate suspicion that the individuals behind the trade had inside knowledge of the administration's planned operation. Widespread condemnation over the lack of safeguards preventing insider trading on prediction markets from government officials spread rapidly. So now we have a congressman, Richie Torres, who quickly announced legislation to address this opening for the flagrant corruption. So we're going to start now hearing about predictive markets, poly markets, like Kalshi and these other ones, get legislation around them because of what they think is wide open for insider trading. Prediction markets tied to political and policy outcomes raise serious ethical concerns when assessed by individuals with inside knowledge of the government decision-making. This legislation establishes clear guardrails to ensure that the public servants cannot profit from information gained through their official roles. Well, you know what? Great. That is eyewash to me, because look at all the government officials that come in non-millionaires and walk out with multi-millions. You can't tell me that they don't have it. It's like, this is eyewash. This is for us to say,
Pelosi.
There's, Republican and Democrat. There's it's kind of like eyewash. But what do you think about this, Redman, as far as
well,
is it? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, there's allegations around Steve Witkoff is part of the Trump administration. It's back and forth. There is an app where you can track all the Congress members' trades. I will say that. So if you're looking for a leg up, maybe that's it for you, but do your own research, not financial advice. So I listened to a little bit of Brian Armstrong's take on this, and it kind of made sense for a little bit. And then I was like, wait a second. Insider trading is always bad, no matter where it comes from. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think anybody should have an unfair advantage. And so if Nancy Pelosi makes $600,000 on a trade and say my friend loses $1,000, well, on that same trade, going the other way, obviously, do you think that's fair? I don't think it's fair. I don't think insider trading is fair. I don't think that's why it's been prosecuted so many times, especially, like even Coinbase is not clean from this. They had a guy last year. It was a marketing manager. Forgot what his name, but he was also prosecuted for insider trading, for telling people what Coinbase was going to do before they did it. So,
like the Simpsons.
Every corporation has their little dirty people doing the dirty work. And so I was under the impression that crypto would get rid of a lot of this, but it seems like it's growing, this insider trading ecosystem here with Kalshi and Polymarket. I think it's a battle that has not been won by either side. I think it's going to persist for quite a long time. It's going to be something that is part of any ecosystem when it comes to making money for a very long time. People are going to have their ways of getting around the system and gaining off of knowledge. I mean, who wouldn't want to talk to the guy? It's like, who wouldn't want to talk to the guy that is front row to all this stuff, right? It happens everywhere, especially, like I said, when it comes to making money, it's going to happen.
Well, and I don't see like how it can't happen, in a small little microcosm. When I was president of city council, you get information that the the public doesn't have yet. And if you are somebody that's always trying to increase your position and your station in life, your position in life, we all are, right? We're all trying to, and you take a bet in your mind, well, this company moving in, it may not happen, but it may happen. You just happen to have the information ahead of time. Like if you're a developer and you're like, this is interesting, I'm going to take the risk, spend my own money, and go buy that last chunk of land that's out there. And guess what? They could pull out. It's a long negotiation deal. You never know. But if you take the risk, because you're sitting there hearing this, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to every human being, I feel, would have a very difficult time if they were in. It's easy to point fingers at somebody else. But if you were sitting there and you were part of that, it's very difficult. And if it's something that you would do anyway, in other words, if you saw something in the paper 2 weeks later and your mind was of the mind that, hey, I'm an investor and I'm a land guy and I buy, I'm going to dig in. I might put my money up and go buy that last piece of land. And guess what? It could not happen, or it could happen. So it's almost sometimes very restrictive that you're in the know, because you can't do that. Otherwise you're looked at as the bad guy. And so I get it, man. I do get the struggle. I've seen both sides of that, but hey, we're Americans. We got a Canadian here. We got DDT over here. What do you guys think about this? Crash, go first, man.
Oh, to be brutally honest, I was zoned out looking at memberships. I'm about to register here for Billy Got
Yeah,
if I'm being brutally
that's honest. A good excuse right there. I like it.
Hit me with the question again. I was zoned out.
Well, no, we were talking about this new
insider trading,
the insider trading, and because the new legislation, and just didn't know what your thoughts were on it.
Oh no, I mean, as far as we are right now with crypto, it's still kind of like the open sea. The internet still kind of got that factor as well, and with that, I don't think is really ever going to change. What we can do to mitigate it, though, is through, at the very least, some sort of. At this point, it's going to be like opt-in regulations. At least that's what it might feel like on the face. But, and that's why, steering all the way back to our favorite privacy coins and why they are the way they are. And why they're going so high is because, well, there's one, people trying to do that insider trading, two, a lot of nefarious activity, but three, there's always the right guy who's trying to do the right thing. And again, this is more or less like an opt-in thing. So with regulations around, it can help, but I don't think it's going to stave off this insider trading permanently. It may shine a spotlight on those guys because everyone else is going to be doing right, and then it'll stand out more, the differentiation of these activities. But as long as people continue to obfuscate their identities, hide behind non-KYCs, and do all this other digital whatever to make themselves invisible, as long as there's those pathways, people will take it, as long as there's a higher profitability at the end of said tunnel. It's just the nature of man.
Back in the 80s, and somebody can fact check me on this because I'm going back in the cobwebs of the brain, but there was a guy, I think his last name was Milliken, and he was one of the biggest insider traders. So what he did is he hooked up with people in the know and created almost like a network. And so he would do the arbitrage, right? So he would be a corporate takeover stuff. And that's really where all the rules, before that, the Congress brought in JP Morgan, right? So JP Morgan back in the day was brought in himself because of that. But that guy in the 80s, I remember watching that in the news in the headlines and stuff, and that guy was considered untouchable, and they nailed him. I mean, he went to a prison for that. I think his name was Milliken. What do you think about it, DDT?
Yeah, I think it'll be a while. Well, obviously, inside trading with stocks and equities and securities, obviously, a lot easier to monitor. Obviously. Any Republican or whatever, what do you call them, senators, House representatives, those type of people, they have to do disclosures, so it does make it easier to track. Whereas us, crypto is still the Wild West. We get it
Yeah.
often. I obviously follow a few accounts on X, specifically with Hyperliquid. You could see some of these Hyperliquid whales. They have such a good hit rate on specific coins or Bitcoin. Throw 250 million in a trade, the next thing you know, Bitcoin's pumping, or they throw however 100 million or whatever it is into a coin. Next thing you know, it's pumping. So kind of crypto for now is the Wild West, and it's not going to be able to stop, even with KYCs, right? You're not going to be able to stop it because crypto, like me, hypothetically, if I had a few million and I was throwing it in a coin where I knew it was going to pump, how are they going to catch me? I'll make my money, I get out. But obviously, if you're in a position of power, like a senator or House representative, or wherever it is, politician anywhere in the world, kind of, it's a lot easier. Or even kind of a business owner, like these guys that work, or the traders that work for JP Morgan or whoever it is. Yeah, there's disclosures there. So and also obviously family and stuff like that, they can track. So crypto, not so easy, but definitely, or maybe crypto it is, kind of, not really kind of obfuscate and kind of figure it out, but hypothetically, like family-wise, of people who own projects and run projects and stuff, yes, you could track it that way, because obviously that is definitely insider. Like if my son puts whatever money into a coin and I'm like a founder or something, yeah, that's kind of quite straightforward, basically, right? But if something like me, random person on the side of the road, just puts a few million in a coin and it pumps out of the blue, are they going to track me down? Probably not. It just depends your position of power and kind of your standing as to where, or if they'll catch you if it is inside trading. But generally, kind of the people in power are going to be easier to catch, I think, and the laws will kind of stop them doing it, even though there'll still be disclosures. But yeah, I think it's just it's kind of, for us, it's a non-event for us, but kind of the bigger players in the game and the kind of the more people in power are the ones that are going to kind of suffer a bit, if you call it that. They'll get found out a lot easier and a lot quicker.
Yeah. Crypto Princess, my crypto daughter, is in the house. Hello, say everybody, say hello to Crypto Princess. Great to see you. I know it's probably late. What time is it over there where she's at, DDT?
It's 11 p.m. for us now.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. Yeah. So she's grinding it out, 11 p.m. It is Saturday. Is today Saturday or today's Sunday? What am I thinking? This is Sunday. It's Billy Goat Tales. Man, for some reason I was thinking I get to sleep in tomorrow. No, I gotta get up. I gotta get up at work tomorrow, man.
I'll take another Saturday.
Yeah, it's like doggone. Well, Redman, let's roll into your story. I know you got something.
Let me just
brewing.
pull it up here.
So because we got a lot. I definitely want to get into the 5 airdrops that our thumbnail says, because there's some of them are really, really good. I want to make sure everybody knows about them. But go ahead, Redman.
Yeah. So here, let's see if I can make my.
Oh, you need me to pull it up?
Please, if you could, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, man. I was looking at something else. There we go.
No problem. All right. So Rain's big raise signals stablecoins are moving towards everyday money. So Rain and Visa have now they now have a confirmed partnership, and it's big for Rain. Like we were talking about earlier, Rain's sitting at $3.3 billion market cap. Nothing to laugh at. That's some good money into a new project on Solana. That's a DeFi play. It says the Visa connection is a big part of the story. One of the reasons Rain stands out is its direct relationship with Visa. Rain is a Visa principal member, which means it can issue cards directly on the Visa network rather than relying on third-party sponsors like MoonPay, any of that stuff. Now you get it straight from the liquidity. So that status is not trivial. It places Rain closer to traditional payments infrastructure while still operating on crypto rails. So that's what we want. We want the speed and the verification of the crypto rails as opposed to the traditional banking that takes days, hours, days, minutes. I don't know. It takes a long time for a wire transfer to go through. Not with crypto. Crypto is instantaneous, especially on Solana. Solana is pretty fast. Even more important is how settlement works. Rain has been involved in Visa's move towards stablecoin settlement, allowing card transactions to be settled on-chain using stablecoins rather than relying entirely on legacy banking settlement systems. That opens the door to faster settlement cycles, including weekends and holidays, and reduces some of the friction that exists in traditional cross-border payments. In simple terms, there it is. Visa handles the merchant acceptance and point of sale experience. Rain handles the stablecoin side of the transaction. Together, they create something that looks familiar to users, but operates very differently in the background. And they give a little brief. I'll give a little brief on why investors are paying attention. Rain's growth metrics look more like a payments company than a typical crypto startup. The company reports billions of dollars in annualized transaction volume, rapid growth in active cards, and a growing list of enterprise partners using its infrastructure to launch payment programs. That traction helps explain why investors are willing to price the company near $2 billion in this round. The investor roster also tells a story. The round was led by a major growth firm with the participation from both traditional venture capital and crypto-focused investors. The mix suggests Rain is being viewed as a bridge company, one that sits between fintech and crypto rather than fully in either camp. The fresh capital is expected to support expansion into new markets, deeper enterprise integrations, and continued investment in compliance and licensing, which remain critical for any payments business operating at global scale. So I'm bullish on Rain. I like Rain. I think Rain could be a definite payments company. Visa obviously likes Rain, and Visa's got all the liquidity. So I just kind of follow these types of movements in crypto. When I see big money partnering up with little DeFi firms on Solana, I'm going to pay attention to that. That's where usually the liquidity is going to go. And I think Rain has a good infrastructure, good DeFi play, and that's pretty much all I got.
Pull up Rain on your bubbles there again. Just I know we started in the beginning, but
you want the monthly or you want
yeah, monthly's fine, but you had Rain and click on it. Just search it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the month, it's up 20%. Like I said, I like this slow, steady growth up and to the right.
Your head's in the way. Can you slide yourself over a little bit?
I'll get out of here.
Yeah.
There we go. So I like this slow, steady growth up and to the right. I like to see humongous pumps, anything like that, especially in a payment system. It's sitting at $3.2 billion market cap. It's up 3 spots to number 34. Rain's been out for a couple of months, and they're already in the top 40. Pretty good. Nice, stable growth. It's up 11% on that news of integrating with Visa, 20% for the month. Long-term holds, I like to see this type of growth.
And just so everybody knows, Billy Goattails does not own any Rain. So we're just telling what's in the news. We're not pushing anything, and we'll never ever do that ourselves. So, but it is trending. It is trending. Has a lot of action, a lot of stories around it, and that's always interesting from a crypto or trading perspective. Any thoughts on that yourself, Dark Crash?
There we go. Sorry, we were just talking about
Rain token.
Rain token. Okay, yes. So really, I don't have too much thought on that, to be brutally honest with you. Okay. I don't know a whole lot about Rain, but I do know.
Can we see a Rain chart?
Yeah, let's open up a Rain chart. Let's do that. Let me pull one up here.
I'm sure they got a Rain USDT pair we can look at.
Yeah, my 2 cents is just that kind of any.
There it is, Maxi.
Integration or utility, kind of real world. Obviously, you've got crypto companies partnering with real world companies in finance. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
So they're more real world integrations, what you're telling me.
Yeah, they're a bridge between crypto and TradFi.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah. Okay, so this guy, wow. Okay, so I can see why everyone's pouring into this and why it's breaching a penny at the moment, because of course.
Let me see can we see the chart?
Oh, it's not. I thought I did. Sorry, one sec. Share screen. Boop. There it is.
Oh, I can't see it. It's not popping up. There it is. Okay, there it is. Hold on one second, Crash. Yeah, there's some lag. There we
But
go.
it leveled out. It breached whatever resistance it was forming. It flagged out really strongly, and there's virtually no sign of it slowing down aside from this little curve on the RSI and stochastic. The stochastic still holding extremely strong. It's kind of more or less act as a magnet to reef that one back up, because we also have a VWAP coming up on the daily. Now, if we poke and look over at the weekly, it's not going to look that pretty. Not a whole lot of data here, but that's why we're looking at the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's relatively new, but still showing a lot of high potential. I'd be leery though, just because we're at the end of that flag, and even though it seems to be going high, we do have a bit of a clipper here, and with 4-hour RSI and stochastic so overbought and just clipping that 50, nice little red upside down trigger wave, if you want to call it that. It's not looking pretty from here, at least in the 4-hour, from the bump out of that wedge that they were forming there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all just looks like it's about to pour out. It just looks like this is exit liquidity right here to me, at least temporarily.
Yep. So we're talking about it's going to rug tomorrow.
So
Oh yeah, it's definitely all going to zero.
It's all going to zero.
yeah.
Let's put the Jesse. You know what to put in there. You know what to put in there. So Muhammad knows. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Let's
thanks,
move.
Green Day.
Yeah. I wanted to pull up because we got so much to get through, man. I don't know why.
Oh
I
wow,
packed this up.
Green Day, another 5 Billy Goat Tails memberships.
Wow. Thanks, Green Day.
My man, it's all going to zero. There you go, Mike. Retro Mike's in the chat. It's all going to zero. Yeah, that's right. Just to kind of keep buzzing through some of these topics, guys. It's all trending stuff that's happening in the crypto world. Boozman preparing to release new crypto text ahead of Marcus. So what's this about? At some point, you have to vote. So this is the Ag Senate chair pushing for the crypto vote for next week. We're talking about this week coming up. Senate Ag Chair Boozman said Thursday he plans to hold a vote on the landmark cryptocurrency legislation next week, whether the bill has bipartisan support or not, setting the stage for a frantic week of negotiations on both the Ag panel and the Senate Banking Committee. Boozman told reporters he is preparing to release a new crypto market structure draft soon, potentially in the next day or so. Ahead of the markup on January 15th, the new draft he is finalizing does not currently have a buy-in from the Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey, which he's a Democrat. The Ag panel lead Democratic negotiator on the bill, and talks are just ongoing. Redman, it looks like they're starting to get some momentum, starting to put it on the agenda, starting to put it on up for a vote. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah. So let's bring this up real quick. Yeah, if the vote proceeds on January 15th without delay, it could advance to the full Senate by late 2026, requiring bipartisan tweaks for passage. A delay might strengthen the bill, but risks momentum loss. Analysts estimate 60 to 70% chance of eventual enactment, positioning 2026 as a transformative year for crypto rules, with market watchers eyeing impacts on prices and adoption. So this is the thing, guys. Like, you know, I reported last week, we got the markup on January 15th. Let's see how that goes. In the back of my mind, I want to say that there is going to be some major politics being played over the next couple of months, if it's not already being played right now. Their main target is the main guy in charge. Do you think they want the main guy in charge to get any credit for what he's done for crypto? No, they don't. They're going to push this thing out, and we might not even see it coming to fruition until 2029. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I definitely I'm not going to short sell the Congress or Senate. They are in it for themselves, and we'll see what happens, Billy.
Very, very interesting. I mean, to me, it's just good that we have all this crypto conversation occurring not just in America, but it's in all the continents. It's all over the world right now. And so I think that's exciting from like, we got RMT in the chat from like thinking about back to the early days, RMT, like when you were in this crypto currency market, blockchain market, mining space, and we just wished for this not government involvement, but like people to know that this is a something good. Like blockchain is something that can transform the world, and it to just to see all this happening. Now the sad part is we know what comes with adoption. We know it comes regulation, and we lose the ethos of peer-to-peer decentralization, no third-party intermediaries, what it was built for, right? But it is great from a standpoint of adoption to just to hear all this stuff in the news. And it's, again, not just in America, it's all over the place right now. Any thoughts? You guys got any thoughts, DDT or Crash?
I'll jump in. I feel like it's the blending of both worlds, and some people on both sides are trying to stake their favor, their, how do I say this? What works for people in TradFi the most may not work for us over in crypto. So that being said, some people are still trying to install the way they work from over in TradFi over here in crypto, subsequently centralization, control over funds, being able to freeze assets and take people's funds away. So that being said, like there's going to be there's still going to be friction as we work this out. So yeah, about 3 years out is probably a good projection to kind of get most of this friction out of the way. But again, with stories like insider trading and stuff like that and different pain points like that, like there's always going to be something that irks the industry the wrong way. It'll never be perfect, but we're getting there, I believe. And 2-3 years out seems realistic to me.
Yeah, so that's kind of to my point as well, where the thing is they're trying to make crypto more like TradFi. I think the mesh of the two, the dynamic is they're trying to make it more like TradFi, not making crypto a standalone or they are in a sense kind of making it a standalone regulated, whatever you call it, kind of putting regulations and rules in place. But for the most part, I think it's TradFi now trying to bridge and mesh to crypto and kind of holding crypto accountable to the standards of how TradFi is, which then obviously gives the trust for the TradFi investors and kind of that. And yeah, like obviously we've got the ETFs and those type of things already, but the mesh of the TradFi to crypto is probably kind of, I think, for the early crypto investors, not the good things. And this is probably why we see quite a lot of the whales exiting their positions, specifically because they didn't want it like that. They wanted to be, to your point, really peer-to-peer, no government intervention, no government control, not being able to freeze assets, kind of we were able to do our own thing. Whereas now, obviously, we've invited TradFi in, that kind of, it defeats that. But my point is, obviously, TradFi is infiltrating crypto to TradFi standards. And that is obviously the friction also that Dark Crash is talking to. It takes time. Obviously, people have ideals and kind of their set of rules or things they want to happen. And if you've got how many, 300, 400, I mean, senators or whatever, people are arguing over trying to get regulations and laws passed to kind of make it easier to access for kind of normal or traditional investors, it takes time. But obviously now as well, you do have kind of Cynthia Lummis in this banking committee and a few people that think this is going to take quicker than what it is. They're trying to rush it through or trying to get things done quicker. Nothing gets done quicker. In my opinion, that's just how it is. Yes, executive orders, but these type of things can't be done by executive order. They have to kind of go through a process, and the process takes time, and it involves a lot of pain and a lot of headbutting, a lot of back and forwards. So kind of getting the clarity and getting Genius Acts and all these things may take longer than what people expect. But I think they said by the end of this month, they might be the first kind of full vetted draft of one of them goes through. But that's also it's the first thing. It could, how many drafts and readings does something have to go through? It can take a while. So
yeah. We
just need to be patient with it. But at least for the most part, it's in motion, right?
Everybody dropped the
it's good- it's
DDT
good.
butt in there
Yeah.
because we've heard the DDT butt now. So I love that. If you got the membership, drop your DDT butt in there.
So yeah, that's kind of
The great points, DDT. Great points. I agree with you 100%. Want to say hello to Jess. Show Jess, the original Show Jess is in our chat over from Frankie Candles. We said hello to RMT. Keith from Crypto Coin Mindset was saying, "Hey man, I got to go to bed. I wanted to say goodbye to you." Jesse's already saying open the club. We got some time for the club, Jesse. We got a little time yet. Did want to get to our next topic. Well, first of all, let me bring up this. I wanted to slide this in for you guys. Go down here so you know what's coming. This is a little like promo. So one of the things I'm going to be launching is CB Live, and on CB Live, it will not be really a crypto show. It will be more of a spiritual show that really asks the deep questions. Why are we here? What is our life about? What is our purpose? How did we all come together? Why are we in each other's life path now? What does it mean? Can I find my happiness from watching this show? Is there little tidbits? Is there little slivers of techniques and tips that I can use to become happier and to become more settled and content and answer the big questions of life? Yeah, man. So that's what we've been working on CB Live behind the scenes. So you're going to see some like shorts popping up, just like our promos for that, but it's really going to be not crypto related, but housed right here on the Billy Go Tales channel. So can't wait to get that launched. It's going to be fun. Continuing on though, I think either as Princess or it was Randy. This isn't like breaking news right here, but it is good news, right? Wyoming debuts FRNT, first state-issued U.S. stablecoin. Have you guys, anybody hear about this? Wyoming? First state? Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So just real quick, the Wyoming Stable Token Commission announced that Frontier Stable Token, known as FRNT, is now available for public purchase through Kraken, a Wyoming domiciled crypto exchange. Now, I didn't realize, did you read that Kraken was domiciled? And that doesn't mean it could be a foreign company, but domiciled in Wyoming. I didn't realize that. Did you?
I mean, it's a smart move. It's where Charles Hoskinson's at. So, I mean, Wyoming is super crypto friendly,
Right.
especially with Senator Loomis. But yeah, this is great. I think this is a good, the front token is FRNT, went live 2026, could see more states experiment with stablecoins, boosting Solana's TVL and adoption. Analysts forecast it catalyzing a $300 billion market with cross-chain features driving liquidity. This merger of state power and blockchain speed sets a precedent for global government crypto hybrids, potentially reshaping finance amid regulatory clarity. So pretty powerful. It's not like the Miami token where it's like, hey, come get my Miami token for
Remember that?
That was hilarious. I mean, I get it. They want to be part of the crypto ecosystem. I mean, I'll give them that, I'll give them that, but it was more of like a meme coin than it was a actual financial tool. This is an actual financial tool that you can use, and part of the stablecoin ecosystem. Has a lot more credit than the Miami token.
Well, like this is interesting because if you look at 2025, you will see that stable coins just blew up. There were so many stable coins launched in 2025, and they're continuing to be launched here in early 2026. But you got to say, how many stable coins do you need, man? Like, how many do you need? I mean,
That is very true.
it's like, why do you as a state need your own stable coin? Why don't you just adopt one of the big players, USDT, USDC, the new one, the USD one, which was huge. It's like, why does, like, what is the angle? Does anybody like DDT? What is the benefit and the reasoning to launch your own state stablecoin when you can just for nothing, just convert US dollars to your, or is that it? That small sliver, that's probably it. You always follow the money, right? So if they even get 0.00001 of everybody converting, right? That's probably why they're doing it, because it doesn't make logical sense to all these stable coins. Like, there's a market is always going to have the winners and the losers. The market is going to choose. And so that has to be it. It has to be a money thing. What do you think, DDT?
Probably control and money, because ideally the thing is, if they do, yes, you can freeze and control USDC by request, or USDT by request. You can request, obviously the US government does all the time, or kind of governments always get USDT addresses frozen. So yeah, I think it's more just a control. They kind of can have a variability of control over it, maybe. That's the only thing I can see. By that, I don't know why you would have your own stable coin, unless
State sovereignty.
State sovereignty, but also as well, unless there's going to be some form of ecosystem where that will plug into. Obviously, they will use it, maybe paying state taxes, or you can put your savings into that and get a yield. Kind of, they have a yield-bearing mechanism off it. Yeah. Oops, there must be more of an ecosystem type play with it, or kind of more utility on it, rather than USDC. You just have to keep it in Coinbase and get yield of Coinbase or an exchange. So it's either control, or it's kind of there's more to it, where they're going to kind of add kind of more utility for it.
Yeah.
I do have a quick take on it here.
Go ahead, Dark Crash. Sure.
So stablecoins, while state-based there's not much of a similar thing going up here in Canada at the moment. But as far as like provincial or even CBDC wise, like if you want to go that far, the only time I think Canada is looking at doing such is when they run that, like, essentially the physical banknotes become more or less useless. Like, there's not as many people using them, then they might lean towards more of a digital kind of dollar versus what we're doing right now. Obviously, like, they're leaning heavily on credit cards as their crutch right now. But I mean, like, there's got to be some sort of give to the old system for them to actually go and do something similar to what Wyoming's doing there. But yeah,
I agree. Yeah, there's so many stable coins being launched, and it's
yeah, and I mean, it can be a driver for funds locally speaking, but like, there's not much of other purpose behind it other than saying, hey, we've got a coin, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let me pull this down here. So Redman, Charles lives in Wyoming or Colorado?
He lives primarily in Wyoming, and you can look it up. It says it in there. He lives in Wyoming.
I see you and
Andy,
our favorite mod, going back and forth there.
God bless her heart. I love Andy.
We love Andy. Andy, you guys see this one? Walmart backed OnePay to offer Bitcoin trading app. This is huge. Millions of U.S. retail customers will soon gain broader access to Bitcoin as Walmart's OnePay app prepares to roll out trading functionality. OnePay, the fintech's venture majority owned by Walmart, will soon allow its customers to buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin directly in its mobile app. This access will help bring Bitcoin access to mainstream U.S. retail customers. According to CNBC reporting, OnePay plans to launch the service later this year in partnership with crypto infrastructure from Zero Hash. Founded in 2021 by Walmart and Rabbit Capital, OnePay has steadily built out on an everything app basically for digital finance, offering savings accounts, cards, buy now, pay later services, and even wireless plans. By adding Bitcoin custody and trading, the firm jumps on the Bitcoin boat alongside of other U.S. fintech leaders like PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, which we're going to roll into Cash App here in a second, all which already allow crypto purchases. The integration could give OnePay users the ability to convert Bitcoin into dollars for everyday use, whether to make purchases at Walmart stores or to pay down on credit card balances. So another example of adoption. And we talked about this about a month ago on Billy Goat Tales, where I said part of any business strategic plan, if you already have a network that you can drop your product into, like I think I used at that time McDonald's. McDonald's has all the stores all over, thousands of stores, and you're a plastic toy maker or something, and you're like, get the McDonald's contract for the Happy Meals or something. Boom, immediate distribution, immediate buy. Going in with Walmart and OnePay, man, that is something that is certainly a head turner. What's your thoughts on this story, Redman?
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm never selling my Bitcoin.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm not going to go to Walmart and buy a 75-inch television in Bitcoin. That's just ridiculous.
Never.
But I'm just imagine this real quick. You never have to go to a bank ever again. You never have to go to an ATM ever again. You never have to stand outside and stand at these stupid things, putting your PIN in so everybody else can see your PIN number behind you. You don't have to do that anymore because it's all in one app. It's all convenient. It's all right there at your fingertips. This is what crypto does, right? This is what crypto wants to solve problems. That's the problem crypto solves is convenience, security, speed, efficiency. And this is part of that. But then again, I'm never going to go to Walmart and spend my Bitcoin on anything that comes out of Walmart. Maybe buying a house. I mean, that would kind of make sense a little bit, I guess. But I don't know.
No, I think the ease of use is the key there, not necessarily the fact that you're going to spend your Bitcoin. It just feeds that adoption model.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts, Dark Crash?
Sorry, I'm desperately micromanaging a on-call that came through. Can you just hit me with the topic one more time?
No. You take care of that. That's work, man. Take care of that.
I'll hop in when I can here.
Yeah, man. DDT, what's your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I also need a quick rebrief. Running between things.
Okay, here.
Sorry, we're busy.
Show
man.
Jess. What's your thoughts?
Show Jess.
Show Jess. Type them in the chat. Come on. No, one of the things that I would say that I wanted to show you guys, because I think it's kind of right along the same line, is Cash App. So you have this OnePay, Walmart, mass adoption, dropping into retailers. It's going to be huge. That's not me saying that. You read the article. Cash App unlocks Bitcoin for everyday payments, which I use Cash App, and I've bought in plenty of Bitcoin using Cash App. Yes, I pay a little higher fee, but it's so easy, and I love being able to send it to my grandkids and things like that. You pay a little more, but the ease of use is just wonderful. Everyday payments and add stable coins. So here's the new story. Cash App adding stable coins. This is as of November 13th. The new feature will enable customers to spend their Bitcoin locally and make fast, low-cost payments on the platform. Now, to your point, Red, on Cash App, I don't keep a lot of cash on Cash App. I keep a lot of Bitcoin on Cash App, and I have stocks on Cash App. But I keep, less than $100 as a cash balance. So if I'm in a dire situation and I use Cash App a lot, and I need to convert right there on the spot. What they're doing with OnePay is you have some Bitcoin, and instead of you having to convert that yourself before you go pay Walmart, it does it for you. And that's what they're doing, Cash App, with stable coins. So that whole process of converting, which is a little complicated right now by virtue of Cash App launching, adding stable coins, USDT and USDC, that conversion is just going to take place behind the scenes, which I think that feeds this whole adoption model and makes it easier for non-crypto people to just use the Cash App and get into the crypto industry with a low barrier of entry there. It just does the, like if we think about the transition, you know, first we had Bitcoin. And if you wanted to buy anything else, you had to buy Bitcoin. And then you wanted to buy Ethereum, you had to buy Bitcoin and convert to Ethereum. And then when USDT came along, well, then, okay, you could switch into USDT, and then, you know, you can go buy whatever else, Solana later on, right? Or, you know, something else, right? So they don't have to do all that. This is just the programming behind the scenes that it's going to allow you to do for the new users. They don't have to worry about wallets. They don't have to worry about secret passphrases. They don't have to worry. It's just kind of like doing it for you. That's as far as adoption, I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, introducing Bitcoin payments with USDT. I wanted to go down to the stable coin piece because that was like right here.
I mean, I get what, you know, Randy had this thing I think it was like a year ago, where she went to the pizza parlor and she bought a pizza with Doge. I totally get that part. I totally get spending Doge to get a pizza or spending Doge to get anything at Walmart. I don't know.
I'm not spending my Bitcoin.
I can't do it.
Well, so you get in the big block, small block mine, and RMT knows this way better than most. So what is Bitcoin for? Read the white paper. You have the two worlds of separation there, right? You have it as the ethos and the understanding of decentralization, peer-to-peer, no intermediaries, and you have a store of value. And then you have all of that without store of value, but I want to use it as money. I want to use it peer-to-peer. And so you have big block, small block. Which is it? Which do you want? I fall down personally on the store of value. So to your point, I'm not going to spend my Bitcoin, but there's a lot of Bitcoiners, a lot of maxis that say, no, that's what it was built for. It was built for that, you know, and it's appreciated in value. So like, instead of having to pay 10 Bitcoins for that pizza, you only have to pay 0.00000. So why not use it for money, you know, for medium of exchange? So I don't know. I fall down on what you're saying, but there is a huge pool of people. I would say probably half the maxis are.
Well, that's why they forked Bitcoin Cash, right?
Yeah.
That's Bitcoin Cash is faster than Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is more efficient for payments than Bitcoin is.
Yeah.
You know,
I actually got into what I think I posted it like 3 weeks ago. Got me a piece of that Bitcoin Cash move.
it's bullish.
As a trade DTT. I traded Bitcoin Cash like a couple of weeks ago, I think. When it started moving. What's your thoughts on this, DDT? Any thoughts on Cash App or the Walmart OnePay?
I'm personally of the view that I wouldn't spend Bitcoin. Same like you and Red. I wouldn't spend it. Kind of buying a TV, buying anything, buying groceries, those type of things. The stable coins does make it a lot more efficient. So for those in crypto who have stable coins and are earning stable coin by trading or want to spend those type of things, yes, makes it easier. So rather than having to send it to Coinbase and kind of these cards, you know, you get like Bitrefill or kind of those type of cards, those gift cards or whatever you call it, topping that up with USDT or USDC and then spending off there, basically for us makes it quite efficient. We can just send USDC that we've earned, that we've made money on, or whatever it is, send that straight to Cash App, send that to whatever, like a PayPal card or those type of things, kind of the integrations kind of for spending, kind of the off-ramp, making it a lot easier rather than having to go back kind of through the whole kind of off-ramp, on-ramp process. So efficiency-wise, for people that are already privy and accustomed to kind of using stable coins, I think that's the kind of the net benefit here. But actually spending your kind of crypto, if you have a long-term view on certain coins that you hold, why would you spend it? Although it's still a taxable transaction generally as well, kind of whether you sell it to sell hypothetically Doge to USDT or USDC, or just send it to like Cash App and spend it if it gives you the option to, kind of that's the same thing, right? So it all depends on the person, but specifically I just think the way forward is the actual ease of use for stablecoins. I think that's more the efficient way to do it, kind of than kind of offering other tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, spending straight from that to kind of whatever, buy a TV or, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the stable coins is probably the main kind of attraction here for me specifically, because of what I do also as well. I obviously move USDT to like a card, crypto.com card, and I can spend straight from that, and that's kind of the best kind of way for me. But now, hypothetically, if my bank had to do that, I would just send my USDT straight to the bank, or USDC straight to the bank and use the bank card. So it's all about efficiency and integration and utility and use case. So it's kind of we're getting there. We're trudging along to kind of make spending our crypto and kind of our gains more efficiently. Yes, there's tax implications, but the efficiency of not having to send your USD to an off-ramp from USDT to USD, and then from USD to your bank account. Then your bank account, you still have to wait maybe a day or however long it is for it to clear. Like the efficiency of it, like send your USDT, the money's there, whatever, in 10 minutes or however many blocks it takes, or transaction hashes it takes, and then spend straight away. It kind of confirms it's there. It's rather than the long kind of drawn out process of off-ramp, bank spend. Like it's just making things a lot more efficient, in my opinion. But I think the stable coin is that the stable coin is kind of the main thing here for me, that kind of where it will build a lot more traction and become a lot more efficient. I think
stable coins will be the bridge, definitely. Sorry, I got to jump in really quick. I got to make a quick spat because I definitely have to go out and pick some copper for some guy here. But
sure.
I just want to, on that topic, yes, stable coins are going to be like, in terms of crypto payments, they're going to be the ones to go through. Like myself, I would only be spending a Bitcoin, an XRP, or a Cardano or whatever, if I was entering the asset and then leaving it almost immediately for the sake of that transaction, because then I wouldn't be one, using my holds, or two, or like siphoning off those gains that I mentioned I'm working on interest on. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 bits on it. But again, I just want to say thank you to everyone real quick for your time, for watching. I got to go, an after hours phone call here. Some guy needs some copper, so I got to go get some stuff. Thank you again for having me.
Yeah. Cheers,
You
Doc.
got it,
Take
Crash.
care, mate.
Good seeing you. You brought up crypto.com card, DDT. Made me think of, I got the new Coinbase card, and they already shut it off because you get Bitcoin back, and I put a few $100 on it just to see how it works, but there's no alarm or anything that says, there's no auto sweep that says you got to pay this. So like I just used it and I didn't even pay attention to it, and I was like, got some email or something that said, or maybe it was once it's shut off, it alerts you. It says, hey, you have this balance that has gone unpaid. We're shutting the car. I'm like, doggone, man. I was just using it to see how getting the Bitcoin works. And I'm like, if I got to go in there and manage that, I'm never going to remember to do that, man. Somebody else has got it. I can't remember to. So I'm like, well, I'm not even going to use it because I'll put some money on it and then I'll just totally forget. I'll just totally forget about it. And so when you said that, I was like, yeah, they just have, I can't use those cards because every time I do, I forget to pay them. And then they shut them off and then I feel like a heel. But
yeah,
go ahead.
to the point though as well, using kind of a USDT or USDC straight into a bank or a Cash App or those type of things, you use it as kind of a transactional account. You can pay your groceries or whatever it is. Those are the type of things I think we should be getting to with it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably what they're aiming to as well, kind of specifically
Right.
even like Walmart and these other apps.
Well,
it would definitely
Coinbase is now a chartered bank now, aren't they?
Coinbase
Didn't
just
they
a
get
credit
that-
card, or was it a MasterCard kind of gift card
I
preload?
think they're either filing for it or they got approval.
I think they're trying to be a trust bank,
trust
with
bank,
all
yeah.
of their stuff that they're doing. I was trying to see if I had my card right here to see what it's affiliated with DDT, but
Because DDT, like all those steps that you mentioned, the more you move crypto, the more transactional fees you get.
Yeah.
So if they could come up with a way where, hey, your money's going to go into this account, it either, I don't know, converts it right there. You can convert right there in the wallet and then use it as payment structure. I don't know. But it seems like the less steps, the better, the more efficient,
Yeah.
right?
you know, one thing DDT on the Coinbase card, it's hard to see, it's black, but it's affiliated with American Express. So it's not affiliated with Visa or MasterCard, it's affiliated with American. So on the back it says there's a little American Express logo. So somehow they cut the deal with American Express. It's a very heavy metal card and it's connected right to my account. But like if I'm going to use something like that, it needs just the sweep, like just pay it, just take your money, man. I mean, I'm not going to remember to go in there and do that. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. I wanted to share this before we get into the main headline because we're already pushing up against the clock. The Steak and Shake launches, and now this is old, guys, but I bring it up because the OnePay with Walmart. You know, if you look at what Steak and Shake did, and this is most people know that Steak and Shake got involved with Bitcoin. When was this? This story was October 25, but it's making history as the first major restaurant to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, adding all Bitcoin payments to its SPR and taking a bold step into crypto adoption. Well, if you, like Redman, if you put that in AI and ask how well they did because of the Bitcoin reserve, you're going to be amazed. I guarantee you that OnePay, Walmart saw what happened with Steak and Shake, and they're like, we got to get on this bandwagon because they've done very, very well. If you go and just AI any of like their stats of what has happened since they did this, they have exploded. So, you know, all these corporations, they know each other. Like these CEOs, they know, they stay plugged in. You know, there's a whole, even at our company, you know, you're top 20 in your field. There's a network of the top 20, you know, and they talk and just not stuff you're not supposed to talk about, but just general news and stuff like that. So anyways, very interesting that this is all happening in Coinbase is American Express, Andy. I just showed it on air.
Yeah. You would think as well that a lot of these vendors, as soon as they get Bitcoin, they're just going to stash it. They won't off ramp it. Like obviously, Steak and Shake is a good example here. But you'll find the other ones, they'll find a way. It also as well, big cash vendors and those type of things. They won't, or kind of bank accounts or financial vendors. They won't need to redeem the Bitcoin because they're making money on fees. So
Yeah.
in my opinion. So I think anyway, it's a good way for vendors or for companies to, if they take payments in Bitcoin, they pretty much just stash it. I think if they're making money on fees, kind of offset some of the expense or whatever the expenses or kind of to use or whatever it is. So
yeah, and RMT's got that right. When Coinbase launched its card, the credit card, which is what I showed you, this metal card here that is connected, is
The
a
blue
credit
card.
card, and it's with American Express. The
And the blue card is
debit
Visa.
the debit card is Visa, which that was this was their whole new transformation. You know, this is the one that came in the fancy box, and you know, you had to pre-order it and blah 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 blah. You know, trying to make it prestigious and all of that, and it's numbered, has a number on it. And the first Coinbase card I had, which was the debit card, it was blue, that was Visa. So sorry if I didn't make that distinction. Yeah, this is a credit card, not a debit card, but it is connected to your account profile on Coinbase. So it is connected, but they didn't sweep the money out.
So
It's
Billy,
like, yeah,
so the profitability of Stake and Shake.
yeah.
Earlier in 2025, Q2 showed robust performance for Stake and Shake with the net sales of $46 million, up 15% year over year, and first half net sales of 88.47 million, up 11.2% year over year. The chain's turnaround strategy has boosted sales, but cost pressure remained evident. Food costs were up 31.3% of net sales in QE. Yeah, so it's the inflation part too. For comparison, Steak and Shake operating earnings were around 20 million full year 2024 and 26 million for 2023, indicating recovery trend that continued into 2025. So yeah, they're 88
CNBC
million.
broke that story,
Woo.
and it was like, wow. I'm like, that's interesting stuff, man. And you know, all of these treasuries that are being set up with Bitcoin, you're just hearing more and more news about them all the time. So, but I did want to get to, because we're running out of time, guys, and I appreciate everybody being patient, but I wanted to show you guys this. So this was interesting, and this is for Q1 2026, 5 crypto airdrops to watch for in 2026. And the one right there, OpenSea confirmed its associated nonprofit, the OpenSea Foundation, will launch a token as early as February next month. But it wasn't until Devin Finzer, the platform CEO, shared more details in October that excitement really grew. The SEA token is set to launch in the first quarter of 2026, with 50% of the supply going to the community, and more than half awarded via an initial airdrop claim, according to Finzer. A token will be integrated with the OpenSea platform and give holders the ability to stake SEA behind their favorite tokens and NFT collections. Although what purpose this will serve isn't still clear. Bottom line for me, all these other tokens and stuff, it's look, if you use the platform, you have an ability to get an airdrop. What I'm going to do with that, I'll tell you what I'm going to do there. I'm going to convert that right into Bitcoin. I mean, like all this stuff, I'm just, unless it's somebody that I know personally has a little community or NFT and I want to support them, then I'll hold that stuff. Like I'm big in the inmates, and I keep my inmates. I stake them. I earn ADA with my smokes. So I'm just going to keep them because I know those fellas and they're good people. But with this, I am going to be converting that baby. The other one, Polymarket. Polymarket, the prediction market we just talked about earlier in the show, in October, Chief Marketing Officer said that the launch will include an airdrop and that the firm planned to make it focus after its U.S. relaunch. So it's not clear what function the Polymarket token will serve, but it's coming. So Polymarket is having one, and then Lighter, there are multiple perpetual future exchanges running points programs, which will almost certainly end in token airdrops. Lighter, currently the biggest decentralized perpetual futures exchange by a 30-day volume, is arguably most highly anticipated. Its points program is scheduled to run until the end of 2025, leading many to believe that a token airdrop could come early in 2026. So right around now. And then, of course, MetaMask. Crypto users have a long speculated MetaMask crypto wallets will get its own token. Way back in September, on the block, they confirmed a long-awaited mask is coming sooner than later. And then Base, a potential Base token used to be fairly a far-fetched ideal, is what what everybody was saying. But now this has kind of changed. In September, this is last September, base creator Jesse Pollock, Pollock announced that the team behind Coinbase's Layer 2 blockchain is exploring a token. Now, those 5, I'm keeping my eye out, because other than Lighter, and I don't know if you use them, DDT, but other than Lighter, I use all these. Like I have been involved. I got history with these. So, when you look at airdrops and you go back to the biggest airdrop that ever occurred in crypto history was the Uniswap airdrop. And how did those folks get those airdrops? Well, they used Uniswap. And if you use Uniswap, just by being a customer, just by using the platform, now you had to claim it. There's always some steps you got to go through, or typically, I shouldn't say always, typically there's steps you got to go through. But hey man, that's sort of like a points program, right? Hey, I'm a user. They decide to do a token launch. I'm going to drop this. Good for you. What I do with those types of things, man, that stuff goes right to Bitcoin. That's just my worthless opinion, not financial advice. But what do you think about those 5 airdrops? Redman. Redman.
Well, I mean, I'm with you on this. I've been using OpenSea for quite a long time. But the thing is, I was kind of looking into the airdrop allocation, or the consideration for airdrop within the OpenSea, and it says that it's something about, let me see, it says right here, it says OpenSea's treasure chest reward system, now in season 4, ending around January 14th, 2026, offers XP for tasks like minimum $5 token swaps or purchases on chain like Solana. Users must dust off wallets and complete these to level up chests as SEA, the C token. Eligibility heavily weighs recent and historical engagement. Farm now to avoid missing out. So each one of these airdrops has, you'll have to in order to be eligible for them, you have to meet this criteria. The SEA token has criteria. I know that for a fact. And then I think the other one, what was that? It's
Mask,
right here.
MetaMask.
I think it was the MetaMask has criteria, but also the Lighter. The lighter token has criteria as well. It's a trading criteria. It has to be above a certain volume, I think, is what I saw. Also, I saw polymarket betting and speculation. Polymarkets show 89% odds for SEA FDV over 500 million and 65% over 1 billion, with bets on 3 to 6 billion based on secondary stock valuations. Users debate irrational pumps versus sustainable value, tying it to OpenSea's revenue, $10 million annually, and buyback mechanics. So if you do get SEA and you wanted to hold it, there will be a buyback mechanic in it, which is great for price action. I just want to throw that in real quick before we get out of here.
No, yeah.
So from a trading perspective, kind of using things like Jupiter, Hyperliquid, and those, obviously there was airdrops on those previously, but kind of for traders using Lighter, I think it's on Solana. Similar thing, kind of to using a pump.fun or whatever, like any of the other kind of dexes. If you're trading, kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and you get a little bit of, if your trading volume's high enough, you get a decent airdrop. I've got friends that have made 5-6 figures off like Hyperliquid, Jupiter, and a few of the other ones. But it's a knack to it, right? Like literally, you have to focus all your trading on the DEX or on kind of that platform for. And people, I think this is one of kind of the other grifts, I would call it, kind of this bull run so far, as all these airdrop farmers. People see an airdrop of something and they literally just focus and make free money. Yeah. And that you could call it the meme. So obviously the memes were one kind of part of the grift of this bull run, but then also as well kind of the airdrops. Grass was another one, big airdrop. I think there's one, I've got a few friends in Cryptovanta, and they're busy doing another one for Gravity, which is also a DEX. So basically it's the DEXs now, they do these airdrops specifically, or I think in essence any airdrop is basically to farm volume to get usage out of their platforms. So in a way, yes, it's good. If you need to use the platform, why not use the platform and you get something for it, a reward if you use it enough. So there's incentive to use it and also earn if you are wanting to use the platform and are going to use the platform. There's kind of like a loop circle. So if I was specifically trading and I just wanted to farm an airdrop, obviously I'm a trader, I'll go into Lighter or I'll go into Hop Liquid if they were farming airdrops and those type of things. So this is kind of what some friends of mine have done, and they've made good money off it. But obviously your volume has to be, there's volume limits and all those type of things, kind of rules and stipulations. But for the most part, it can be easy money.
You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, man. Well, guys, I did want to tell you, just last week I was asking, does anybody know if you can trade silver like Pax Gold? And nobody, well, now on Mexi, you can trade silver USDT. So those people that want to get in on this silver train, you might want to have, not financial advice, but hey, if you think it's still going up, there you go. And crypto, you can get to it on Mexi now. I wanted to bring that up. And also I wanted to bring up, and we're running out of time, but the whole Instagram hack, the 17.5 million that they said hacked. Instagram denies it. So this is going to be like a trending thing, I'm pretty sure, because last night it popped up, but it says Instagram says it fixed a bug that allowed threats. Over 17 million Instagram accounts were scraped and linked online, and they said that we fixed it. Long story short, if you're an Instagram user, be careful. Mm-hmm. Know that hack is out there, and they're saying they deny it, but you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. And with that, what do we have, Redman? Did I leave anything out? Oh, the closing bell.
Closing bell.
Yeah, closing bell, DDT. What do we got? Where did the Bitcoin close on the weekly?
Bitcoin closed, sorry for share screen, but it closed at 9,800, give or take.
90 what?
90,800.
90,800.
90,000. Okay.
Yeah, this on Bybit. 9807 is kind of what I had on my chart. So yeah, looking okay. Still a little bit of a doji candle on the weekly, still in the sideways range. So if anyone wanted to see what I was speaking about, just about kind of ranging where we are within like a 5-6% range. But yeah, it's kind of still going sideways to now. It needs to break either up or down. Obviously, a lot of us prefer it would go up rather than go down. But yeah, decent weekly close. At least it's a little bit down from what last week's or the previous week's closes. Obviously, the previous week's candle was decent, bullish candle. Yeah, but for now,
certainly
okay.
Not a engulfing,
nothing.
Right?
Yeah, nothing to worry about candle structure wise. For now, a little bit of indecision, kind of volume on both ends, kind of equi-volume if you call it that. So not much to worry about, I think, for now.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you watching Billy Go Tales, hanging out with us, our family. Thank you guys all for chatting, keeping the chat lively. Thank you for the memberships, Jesse and Green Day. We appreciate it. Good to see you, Johnny. Good to see all of you guys. Show Jess, everyone. Please set your notifications now. Hit the bell, hit the notification. On the back end, and I'm learning all this, we can see like who sets, like how many people sets it's pretty cool. It's like there's a whole dashboard on the back end that you can kind of see things. I was like, oh, that's cool. And of course, we want to keep getting the word out there. So we appreciate all you guys. And with that, Redman, you got anything to say? Adios?
Nope, just keep on stacking those sats. Right. Bitcoin is the key. What does he say?
Something like that. Tony? Yeah.
We love you, Tony.
Thank you, DDT, for hanging in there. Redman, great job. We were like the amigos here tonight. So a lot of buttons to push. But we'll see you guys. Thanks a lot.
We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers We are Billy Goat Tales. We are Billy